The Huawei Mate 10 and Mate 10 Pro share identical specifications apart from a few changes. One of the changes affecting performance is RAM. So let's find out how much of an impact this makes on speed of either of these phones in real-world usage. As always, both phones are powered on, and to no surprise, there is under a second's worth of a difference between them. Moving over to test the fingerprint scanners, once again their speeds are very identical and hard to tell apart. Now, let's make sure both of these phones are running their latest software at the time of filming and clear any background tasks. Starting the test, we see the Mate 10 Pro take up the initial lead, but it's barely one application. Onto Chrome, we are loading Genentech's mobile website over the same Wi-Fi network to keep the test fair. The Mate 10 Pro is holding on to its lead by a very small margin, with the Mate 10 following closely behind. But when starting up Twitter, it seems like the Mate 10 has reduced the difference in speeds between the phones, and from there onwards, many of the applications are loading neck and neck, with the difference in speed not being enough to even tell apart in the real world. However, as we progress through the gaming row at Asphalt 8, it is surprising to see the Mate 10 take the lead over the 10 Pro, as it is slower to load the game. And progressing through the system applications, the Mate 10 finishes the first round in 1 minute and 55 seconds. At this stage, the Mate 10 Pro is still loading Asphalt 8. This is surprising to see considering both of these phones have the same GPU and CPU on board. But as we see the Mate 10 extend its lead onto the second round of the test, the Mate 10 Pro is coming to finish the first round in 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Now that both phones are on their second round, the Mate 10 has a full row of applications lead over the Mate 10 Pro. But because of its inferior 4GB of RAM, it is failing to keep some of the applications in memory, which allows the Mate 10 Pro to catch up for lost time. The extra 2GB of RAM on the Mate 10 Pro significantly boosts performance in the second round of the test, and the Mate 10 Pro is now up to pace with the Mate 10. And at the OneFootball application, the Mate 10 Pro overtakes the Mate 10, completing the comeback. Because of the 6GB of RAM on board, the Pro variant is able to keep all of the heavy games in memory, oddly apart from balls, whereas the Mate 10 has to reload all of them except for Asphalt 8, which stays in memory. So coming to a close, the Mate 10 Pro is able to finish the entire test in 3 minutes and 2 seconds, while the Mate 10 is still loading the last few games and has the system applications to go. But following 24 seconds later, it is able to finish the second round of the test with a time of 3 minutes and 26 seconds, but in the process making the winner the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. I think the extra 2GB of RAM on the Mate 10 Pro is why it won, and for someone wanting a heavy-duty flagship in 2017, 6GB of RAM is an essential. If you've missed any of our previous videos, do check them out and subscribe for more videos and reviews in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.